residua basilis with the uterine endometrium. Now, how this villi are formed? I explain you now with this diagram, it become very easy. So you see now what happened. This is the extraembryonic mesoderm that developed from the trophoblast. Then you have trophoblast, the outer covering. Then this is the decidua, that is uterine endometrium. Now trophoblast later on give rise to, in B diagram you see, trophoblast give rise to the two layer. One is cytotrophoblast, one is syncytiotrophoblast. This is formation of villi. Initially we have trophoblast. Trophoblast give rise to a layer that is cytotrophoblast. The cytotrophoblast has the cell boundary. You can make out centrally placed nucleus. Then another layer is formed from trophoblast, that is syncytiotrophoblast. This layer do not have the cell boundaries. The cells are there, but cell boundaries are not there. Now syncytiotrophoblast layer multiply. The syncytiotrophoblast layer multiply, form the thicker layer. This is how the primary villus is formed. This is how the primary villus is formed. Now primary villus is formed by cytotrophoblast and syncytiotrophoblast. Now once the cytotrophoblast layer multiply, later on the species appear in the cytotrophoblast. These species are known as lacunae. Lacunae are the species within the syncytiotrophoblast. Now lacunae enlarges, these lacunae expand, lacunae enlarges. So once lacunae enlarges, between the lacunae you have these syncytiotrophoblast. These are syncytiotrophoblast. Still we have primary villi. Now you see coronic villi, how these are the lacunae, these are the trabeculae. Now syncytiotrophoblast between the lacunae are known as trabeculae. So you have cytotrophoblast and syncytiotrophoblast as a primary villi. This is the primary villi. Later on the mesoderm comb center core is formed. We call it secondary villi. See, this is the primary villi. You have cytotrophoblast in the core, in the center, surrounded by syncytiotrophoblast. This is the primary villus. This is how the primary villus is formed. This is primary villus. Now secondary villus, how the secondary villus is formed? You see the same in the center you have extraembryonic mesoderm. Remaining cytotrophoblast and syncytiotrophoblast. So in this way secondary villi are formed. Then you have tertiary villi. Once the capillaries appear, in the center capillaries appear, then we call it tertiary villi. So this is very simple to remember: primary villus, secondary villus and tertiary villus. Now what are the function, what are the synthesis by placenta? The endocrine synthesis by the placenta. The syncytiotrophoblast, they synthesize protein and steroid. Protein and steroid hormone are synthesized by syncytiotrophoblast. The protein hormones are formed, gonadotropins are formed, somatotropins are formed, thyrotropin are formed. So various hormone, progesterone, estrogen, all are formed by placenta. Placenta give nutrition to the fetus. Placenta is meant for the transport, okay? And lot of things are prevented to entry in the fetus because of the placental membrane. The harmful substance are prevented, the toxic substance are prevented, the infections are prevented by the membranes. Then exchanges of gases, O2 is taken by the fetus, CO2 is released by the fetus through this. And there are two streams of the flow of blood. One maternal blood flow stream is there, they do not mix. Another stream of the fetal blood is there. There is no mixing of the blood. And moreover, it gives immunity. Okay, the globulin, gamma globulin, through that immunity is given to the fetus by that. And lot of drugs can be transported from maternal to the fetal side. That's why lot of allopathic drugs are restricted. Okay, allopathic drugs are restricted to give during this pregnancy. Now these are the function. I told you the function is transportation, the respiration, excretion, the nutrition, the barrier function, immunological function, all these are function. Now applied anatomy of the placenta. Normal placenta is attached to the upper uterine segment. This is the uterus, then cervix and vagina. The normal placenta is attached to the upper uterine segment. When the placenta is not attached to the upper uterine segment, it is attached below the lower uterine segment. We call it placenta previa. A question can be asked, short note placenta previa. So you should understand in first year as well as in third year gynae also you may get gynae and obs. Placenta previa. What is it? Is an abnormal condition in which placenta is not attached to the upper uterine segment. It is attached to the lower uterine segment. That is known as placenta previa. Now placenta previa has got 4 degrees. There are 4 degrees of placenta previa. So I told you normally placenta is attached to the upper uterine segment. But once it is attached, you see here in the lower uterine segment, we call it placenta previa. So that is a complicated condition. The surgeon has to be ready. The gynae obstetrician has to be ready if the placenta previa is there. So placenta previa has got 4 degrees. The first degree, when the placenta is at the lower uterine segment, but it do not occludes the internal os. This is the cervix, this is internal os, this is external os. So in first degree, placenta is not at the normal side, upper uterine segment, but it is at the lower uterine segment. But same time, it is not occluding, it is not blocking the internal os. So we call it first degree. In the second degree, the placenta is in the lower uterine segment like first. It is at the margin of internal os. It do not occludes, it do not block the os opening, but it is at the margin. This is the second degree of placenta previa. The third degree of placenta previa, the placenta is at the lower uterine segment. It occludes the internal os. It blocks the internal os. It obstructs the internal os. But when there is contraction during parturition, during delivery, it will open the internal os. It do not occlude. But first it occludes, and after contraction, it do not occlude. And in the fourth degree, when the placenta completely occludes, the internal os, even during parturition, we call it fourth degree of placenta previa. So this is about placenta previa. This is the applied anatomy of placenta. Now normal pregnancy occur in the uterine cavity, implantation. When the implantation is there in the fallopian tube or in the ovary, we call it ectopic pregnancy. So ectopic pregnancy is an abnormal condition. When the pregnancy is not there within the uterus, it lies outside the uterus. We call it ectopic pregnancy, and most common site is the fallopian tube. Ectopic pregnancy is in the fallopian tube, or it may be there in the ovary. Now, what are the different shape, abnormal shape of placenta? Normal shape of the placenta is discoid shape. I told you the discoid shape is the normal, but when the abnormal shapes are there, it can be bidiscoidal. You can make out bidiscoidal. It can be lobe, not in the shape of disc, but it is in the shape of lobe. It is diffuse shape, and even a part of the placenta is separated. We call it placenta succincturia. This is placenta succincturia, or even the placenta can be fenestrated. There can be hole in the placenta. So these are the some abnormal feature or shapes of the placenta. So this is the all detail of placenta. That's very important.